Letting go gives us freedom, and freedom is the only condition for happiness. If, in our heart, we still cling to anything, anger, anxiety, or possessions, we cannot be free. The power of finding beauty in the humblest things makes home happy and life lovely. Action may not always bring happiness, but there is no happiness without action. If only we'd stop trying to be happy, we could have a pretty good time. Happiness is a risk. If you're not a little scared, then you're not doing it right. The more you praise and celebrate your life, the more there is in life to celebrate. All I ask is one thing, and I'm asking this particularly of young people. Please don't be cynical. I hate cynicism. For the record, it's my least favorite quality and it doesn't lead anywhere. Nobody in life gets exactly what they thought they were going to get. But if you work really hard and you're kind, amazing things will happen. There is no happiness like that of being loved by your fellow creatures, and feeling that your presence is an addition to their comfort. There is only one way to happiness, and that is to cease worrying about things which are beyond the power or our will. Happiness is a perfume you cannot pour on others without getting some on yourself. Everyone wants to live on top of the mountain, but all the happiness and growth occurs while you're climbing it. Just because you are happy, it does not mean that the day is perfect, but that you have looked beyond its imperfections. One must believe in the possibility of happiness in order to be happy. The secret of happiness is not in doing what one likes, but in liking what one does. For just 1 second, look at your life and see how perfect it is. Stop looking for the next secret door that is going to lead you to your real life. Stop waiting. This is it. There's nothing else. It's here, and you'd better decide to enjoy it, or you're going to be miserable wherever you go, for the rest of your life, forever. Happiness only real when shared. You must be the best judge of your own happiness. One is happy as a result of one's own efforts once one knows the necessary ingredients of happiness. Simple tastes, a certain degree of courage, self-denial to a point, love of work, and above all, a clear conscience. There is a kind of happiness and wonder that makes you serious. It is too good to waste on jokes. The reason people find it so hard to be happy is that they always see the past better than it was, the present worse than it is, and the future less resolved than it will be. I shall take the heart. For brains do not make one happy, and happiness is the best thing in the world. My happiness grows in direct proportion to my acceptance, and in inverse proportion to my expectations. You can't buy happiness. Most people would rather be certain they are miserable than risk being happy. Happiness is a choice that requires effort at times. I do not think we have a right to happiness. If happiness happens, Say thanks. Of all the means to ensure happiness throughout the whole life, by far the most important is the acquisition of friends. Got no checkbooks, got no banks. Still, I'd like to express my thanks. I've got the sun in the morning, and the moon at night. Do not look for happiness outside yourself. The awakened seek happiness inside. Why should we build our happiness on the open arms of others, when we can find it in our own hearts? A flower blossoms for its own joy. Happiness is like those palaces in fairy tales whose gates are guarded by dragons. We must fight in order to conquer it. Someday you will find out that there is far more happiness in another's happiness than in your own. Happiness and confidence are the prettiest things you can wear. Laughter is a sunbeam of the soul. The thing everyone should realize is that the key to happiness is being happy for yourself and yourself. The supreme happiness of life is the conviction that we are loved. Why not seize the pleasure at once? How often is happiness destroyed by preparation, foolish preparation? I needed to stop being what everyone thought I was. It is necessary to the happiness of man that he be mentally faithful to himself. Infidelity does not consist in believing, or in disbelieving. It consists in professing to believe what he does not believe. Happiness is a gift, and the trick is not to expect it, but to delight in it when it comes. Happiness doesn't come from achievements, or money, or any sort of treasure. Happiness is a frame of mind, not a destination. It's appreciating what you've got and building relationships with those around you. If you want to find happiness, find gratitude. The secret of a happy life is respect. Respect for yourself and respect for others. Happiness comes from living as you need to, as you want to, as your inner voice tells you to. Happiness comes from being who you actually are instead of who you think you are supposed to be. We are all happy if we but knew it. It is essential to happiness that our way of living should spring from our own deep impulses and not from the accidental tastes and desires of those who happen to be our neighbors, or even our relations. I've learned that when you harbor bitterness, happiness will dock elsewhere.